Welcome to the Female CusToms group. We are students from IB23A class, Đông Á University. Today we will present a set of import documents. The presentation belongs to Trade Foreign Techniques course that is lectured by Miss Phan Dung. As you can see on screen, our topic is importing dry raw cashew nut in shell from Cambodia to Vietnam. Before we concentrate on documents, I'd like to thank you for watching today. Our presentation will be 3 parts. My name is Nguyên. We'll start with exploring the reasons why we choose dry raw cashew nut in shell from Cambodia to import. Then Khẩu will analyze responsibilities and duties between 2 companies of 2 countries. Finally, Ngoại will look at the process of importing dry raw cashew nut in shell next and describe the set of import documents. Let me begin by explaining why we chose above topic. In terms of goods, Vietnam is a powerful country with technology to process and export cashew, but the supply of them in our country is not enough. In terms of market, the biggest cashew suppliers for Vietnam consist of Cambodia and some countries of Africa. Especially, every year Vietnam imports cashew from Cambodia following value the most because of their adequate quality and quantity. Besides that, over the past years, built on a special and solid foundation, the relationship of good neighbors, traditional friendship, comprehensive cooperation, long-term sustainability between Vietnam and Cambodia has continuously developed. That is the reason for our choosing.
Let's now turn to know more the responsibility and duty between 2 companies. This is a purchase contract from the buyer, American Việt Cashew Nut Processing, one member company limited, and the seller is Dragon International Group. As can be seen, the buyer buys dry raw cashew nut in shell imported from Cambodia, following the FOB term, Incoterm 2020. Therefore, the responsibility and duty of the seller, Dragon International Group, in selling by FOB term is: the first, delivering goods that have to be the right quantity, quality, time, rate, following the regulations of foreign contracts. Next, the seller had to complete the paperwork of export custom clearance. Last but not least, the seller had to deliver required documents for the buyer. Turning our attention to the responsibility and duty of the buyer, American Việt Cashew Nut Processing, one member company limited, in paying by FOB term is: first of all, the buyer had to rent the main vehicle to transport the goods from Phnom Penh port to Long An port. Right, the buyer had to complete the paperwork of import custom clearance. The buyer receives the goods and paid following the regulations of foreign contracts. Finally, the buyer is in charge of cost and risks, since the goods are on board at Phnom Penh port.
Now, I would like to move on to present the import documents of the dry raw cashew nut in shell. As Khẩu has said about the general responsibility and duties between 2 countries relating to custom declaration, required documents, requirements of goods, payment, and shipment, I will detail them in this part. So, this is the final part and the most important part of our presentation. Let me explain more about the purchase contract. This is contract number. The date of the contract signed is April 9, 2024. The buyer is American Việt CusToms Processing, one member company limited in Vietnam. The seller can communicate with the buyer through triple ways or telephone numbers and email of American Việt Company and the telephone number of representative Mr. Đào Thanh Lưu, managing director of the company. This is the bank account of the buyer, including the account number, name, and address bank. The seller is the Dragon International Group in Cambodia. The buyer can communicate with the seller through triple ways or telephone numbers and email of the Dragon Company and the telephone number of the representative, Mr. Biniford, managing director of the company. Below the background information of the two parties is the legal basis of the contract. It's mutually agreed to sign this contract, covering the following terms and conditions. About the content of this contract. Article 1. Product and quantity. The seller shall sell and deliver, and the buyer shall buy and accept delivery from the seller of 100 metric tons dry cashew nut in shell in bags. About specification of the dry cashew nut in shell, it relates to autumn, nut count, moisture, foreign matter, total defective nuts, moldy, immature nuts, black spotted nuts, humidity, and extraneous matter. Article 2. Price. The price for the dry cashew nut in shell is 2,000 USD per metric ton, FOB Phnom Penh. Article 3. Total value. The total value of this goods is 200,000 USD. Article 4. Shipment. The goods will be delivered by sea within April 2024 from loading port Phnom Penh to discharge port Long An. Within 15 days from the BL date, the seller has to send to the buyer the signed shipping documents. Article 5. Packing. The dry cashew nut in shell is packed in jute or propylene bags, 100 kg each bag, loaded in 20-feet container. Article 6. Payment. The buyer will pay 100% for the seller by telegraphic transfer within 7 days after the BL date to the bank account of the seller. Article 7. Documents. Required shipping document consists of 1. Signed commercial invoice in triplicate. 2. Full set of bill of lading. 3. Original and copies non-negotiable. 3. Detailed bucket list in triplicate original. 4. Certificate of origin Form D and 5,000 literary in triplicate. 5. Shipping advice email to purchaser within 3 working days after the vessel sailing from port of advising shipment details, name of vessel, value of goods, estimated time of arrival, shipped weight and quantity, description of goods, port of loading, and ports of discharge. Article 8. Force majeure. The contracting parties are not responsible for the non-performance of any contract obligation in case of usually recognized force majeure. As soon as the condition under which force majeure has been invoked, i.e., extraordinary, unforeseeable, and irresistible event, an email should be sent to the other party for information. A certificate of force majeure issued by the competent government authorities will be sent to the other party within 7 days. Beyond this time, force majeure circumstances shall not be taken into consideration. Article 9. Penalty. In the event that the seller fails to deliver the goods under this contract on due time, the buyer will have the right to penalty in the amount equivalent to 1% of delay portion value per week of delay, but totally not exceed 5% total value contract. Telegraphic transfer to the buyer's bank shall affect payment for the penalty at the same time. Article 10. Arbitration. In case of dispute, it's first mutually discussed the basis of mutual respect and benefits. If it's beyond discussion, the case shall be referred to the Vietnam International Arbitration Center next to the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh City. The decision of this center shall be final and binding upon practice. The arbitration fees shall be borne by the losing party. Article 11. Common terms. Any change or amendment to this contract must be effected by writing or by fax upon the discussion of two parties. This contract is made by fax and will be valid from the date of signing. And the final part of the purchase contract is signatures of the buyer and the seller. Moving to the process of organizing import contract after the goods are ready for transporting to Vietnam. The first step, before signing the contract. American-Viet Company will check the degree of retailing regulations on some articles of the Foreign Trade Management Law to confirm that cashew is allowed to import. The second step, American-Viet Company will rent the boat to transport cashew from Phnom Penh Port to Long An 1. It chose HMM Oslo. This is booking note issued by HMM Oslo. The main information on it includes booking number, the date of loading on board, vessel's name, estimated time departure, information of goods, staff of shipping lines, etc. When the goods are finished on the port at Phnom Penh Port, the carrier or representative of HMM Oslo will issue the set of bill of lading. About the process for issuing and using bill of lading as follows. 1. The shipper delivers the goods to the carrier. 2. The carrier issues a bill of lading to the shipper. 3. The shipper transfers the documents, including the bill of lading, to the consignee. 4. The consignee presents the bill of lading to the carrier's agent at the port of destination to receive the goods. Must present the original bill of lading, except in special cases. 5. The carrier's agent at the port of destination delivers the goods to the consignee. Below are the main contents of the bill: number of bill of lading, shipper, consignee, vessel name, port of loading, port of discharge, description of goods, number of containers and packaging, measurements, total weight, freight and charges, number of original bill of lading, time and place of issuance of bill of lading, carrier's signature. Moving to the third step, the buyer requires the seller delivering the goods and sending the shipping advice to the buyer. This is shipping advice by email of the seller. It has some essential information as follows: description of goods, name of the vessel, voyage number, consignee, port of load and discharge, quantity, estimated time of arrival and departure, etc. Next, the fourth step, the buyer will check required documents in the purchase contract suggested. As are listed above, required documents consist of 1. Commercial invoice. As you can see, is issued at the same time as the delivery. The main contents in commercial invoice are buyer, seller, invoice number, invoice date, payment methods, goods information, total amount, Incoterm condition, is used for payment between seller and buyer to determine import and export, provide necessary for custom declaration and compare information with other documents. 2. Bill of lading. 3. Packing list. The main contents in packing list are seller, packaging number and date, buyer, reference number, port of loading, port of destination, vessel name, estimated time delivery, product, quantity, packing, weight, etc. The function of SE provide necessary information about the goods, such as what is the quantity and weight of the list of goods in the container, specific number of packages, estimated unloading time. Packing list is a very important slip in the set of documents for import and export. 4. Certificate of Origin Form D and phytosanitary. Certificate of Origin is an important document in international trade. certifying that a specific exported shipment has pure origin or is produced or processed in a particular country. Form D are often applied to import and export goods between Vietnam and Asian member countries. By using CO Form D, businesses are not only able to prove the origin of goods and product quality, but also receive the benefits in terms of import tax. Because our goods are the rare cashew nut in shell produced in Cambodia, thus we have to require the seller providing CO Form D. Moreover, the rare cashew nut in shell is type of goods that needs a phytosanitary certificate is used to confirm that the goods are plants or plant products that do not contain toxic fungi, insects, etc. that can cause disease to plants on the root or destination of the goods. The purpose of applying for a phytosanitary certificate is for importing goods. Ensure that pathogens from imported goods do not enter the importing country. Important information contained in it included name and address of the exported, recipient name and address, quantity and type of package, where production, etc. 5. Shipping advice. The fifth step is payment based on the Article 6 in purchase contract. The sixth step is complete the paperwork of import custom clearance. This procedure is a complex process that importer and exporter must follow when moving goods across national borders. Below are the main steps of custom clearance. Step 1. Declare and submit the custom declaration. Submit or present custom documents. Step 2. Bring goods and means of transport to the inspection location. Step 3. Pay taxes and perform other financial obligations. After finishing import custom declaration, the buyer will receive the goods from shipping line. In addition, the eighth step is inspection of imported goods to determine the quantity and quality of importing goods, the origin and situation of the goods, as well as whether the actual condition of the importer meet the regulation of the imported goods, purchase contract, and others. The ninth step is to claim if there is any breach of contract, as missing goods, damaged goods, etc. The final step is contract liquidation and storing. That's all we want to say about import documents of the rare cashew nut in shell. On behalf of the Female Custom Group, I'd like to thank you all for taking time out to listen to our presentation.